Ooh, he pulling. He pulling. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, good gravy. He's strong. Howdy folks, Cal Kellogg here. Coming to you from the high Sierras today. Lucy's in the back of the kayak, and man, things have really changed here in the high Sierras. For the first time since spring, I am wearing waders because the peak temperature up here is only supposed to be about 61 degrees. Water temperature on top is just short of 63 degrees, and I'm off to a late start. I'm testing one of my trout fishing theories. Had a late night last night working on some video, and it's been a long week. It was only 6 days ago that Lucy got bit by the rattlesnake, so we opted to sleep in a little bit this morning. I always say that trout fishing is best between 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and we're going to see if that's true. Got a little bit of breeze, it's just about perfect. A cold front went through yesterday. It didn't really rain down in the lower part of the Sierras where I live, but up here in the high country, it looks like it dumped pretty good because there's puddles, the road's wet and stuff like that. I just spent 20 minutes messing around with one of my cameras. My number one camera is down, and I'm not sure why. I think it might have got some water in it. So anyway, we're makeshift. I've got a long range camera up there, and I'm filming these little segments with the GoPro, but I think we'll be just fine. With this water temperature, there should be rainbows right under the surface, right underneath this chop. And that's what I'm kind of counting on. But I also have the downrigger ready. So I'm going to start off one rod on the downrigger, one lead core rod out on the downrigger. I am going to be running a Trout Trix minnow with an action disc, and I'm going to start out 20 feet deep with that. Now on the lead core, I am starting out with a bright pink trigger booger right there, and I'm going down 2 colors, 10 feet deep. The downrigger rod, I'm going to put it 50 feet behind the kayak, so it gives me a little bit of a time to adjust the downrigger up and down depending on the marks that I see. A buddy of mine was up here the other day. He had great results at about 35, 37 feet, but I think the conditions have changed since then, and I got my fingers crossed that we're going to catch fish much shallower net today. Target speed is going to be anywhere from 1.8 to 2.2. I'm going to conserve the battery in this camera, although I can charge it up, so it's not a huge deal. But I'm going to turn the GoPro off. We'll have the long range camera up there recording all the action, and we are going to try to get our fish on. And my dad told me yesterday, he's all, son, I want some trout. So fingers crossed, we're going to be bringing Daddy a trout dinner. I got the ice chest up front there. So let's get after them, and let's get some trout in this kayak. So let's talk a little bit about why I chose to start out with the lures that I did. Primary forage in this lake is insects. Secondary forage is bait fish. There are little bait fish in here. There's Lahontan red sides. And the third most common forage that I see in the trout, particularly in the brown trout, is crawfish. I fished this lake about a month ago. I did well on the natural colored Trout Trix worms and the natural colored Trout Trix minnows. The trout that we kept that day, we cleaned them, and they did indeed have minnows in their bellies. Now, ordinarily, when I fish this lake, I'm going with the bright stuff, the oranges, the pinks, stuff like that. And that's why I've chosen to kind of give them a mixed menu here. Natural on the downrigger, bright pink on the lead core. I am marking a lot of fish down deep in the 60-foot range. I'm assuming that those are browns. I haven't dropped down there yet, but eventually I will. But that's kind of the rationale behind the baits that I chose. I'm trying to match the hatch with the natural colored Trout Trix minnow. I'm trying to draw a reaction strike from a rainbow that's up near the surface with that bright pink trigger booger. So We'll continue trolling here. I have some fish right underneath my downrigger weight at this moment. So fingers crossed, we're gonna have our fish on soon. Fish on, Trigger Spoon Jr. right there. Bam. Down maybe 3 feet. Got a good tip from another angler. He said he was hooking up top line in a Rapala. So I quick changed things up. So far, this is the 4th fish I've hooked in the top 10. Managed to lose 3 of them. But I got my fingers crossed on this guy. We'll see. Ooh, he pulling. He pulling. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, good gravy. He's strong. Hopefully he's hooked good. I got him on the weak side. My net's still over there. Oh, good fish. And he's gone. Oh my gosh. Well, at least I got to see that one. I'm getting closer by the second. They're digging this bright orange spoon. Yes, they are. Here's a look at that spoon. It's that bright red Trigger Jr. And I had that one stuck pretty good, but I was fiddling around with the net, and that cost me the ball game. That's okay. Getting hit now. Fish on the Trigger Jr. Swimming right at me. There we go. Wasn't pretty, but we got him. Awesomeness. Look at that beautiful rainbow. What an awesome fish. As pretty as can be, and he's gonna be great to eat. Wow. Man, folks, I can't tell you how good it feels to be up here in the high Sierras with a little bit of overcast, running a pair of lead core rods. I was dreaming about this the day we got a 7-pound salmon. You know, one of my clients got a 7-pound salmon out on Folsom. It was 111 degrees and we were fishing down 90 feet deep. I couldn't wait for the fall season to arrive, and it has just gotten here in the high country. These fish are elevated. The feeding fish are up in the top 10 feet of the water column right now. They're feeling pretty sassy. They're aggressive. This high country action is going to go on for a while. It might go on for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It all depends on the weather, but it's getting started. What you want to do in the fall, you want to hit those high country destinations until the snow closes you out. Then drop down out of the snow to the foothill reservoirs. Collins Lake, you know, Amador, Rollins, the list goes on and on and on. Those fish are going to elevate just like the fish in the high country are elevating now. They know that winter is coming and they're going to feed. At those foothill and lowland reservoirs, the bait fish schools are going to break up. And all that feed the fish been feeding on all summer long is going to disappear. And they're going to be pretty desperate to fill their stomachs, and they know they have to. So guess what? They're going to get real aggressive. So I'm going to get as much of this fall action in the high country under my belt as possible. Then I'm dropping down to the foothills, and you know, long about Thanksgiving, I'll be hitting the valley destinations. Comanche, Folsom somewhere, maybe Don Pedro, stuff like that. Follow that fall action as it descends in elevation, and you're gonna have a big smile on your face. You're gonna catch a bunch of fish, you're gonna catch some really big fish, because to me, fall is the absolute best time of the year for trout fishing. Spring is great, but I think fall is even better. Fish on the pinhead. Oh, did he come off? Might have come off. Oh no, I got him. I got him. He is a stud. Got him on the turn in the shallows. I was only in like 8 feet of water. Man, that is a stud. He's got me pinned. Pinned! Oh, there he is. Pinned down. Oh, big fish, big fish. Got it. Oh, that's what we've been looking for. Nice fish. What a fight. Holy macaroni. Look at that high Sierra hog right there. Orange pinhead, guys, getting it done. And that's darn near a 2-pound trout. Just beautiful, nice square tail. Awesome fish. Gonna have bright red meat. And what a thrilling fight. That was just really, really cool. Get him on the stringer here. Get the lines back into water. 3 more to go. Man, a pinhead, most underutilized spoon in our lineup, bar none. Works at a broad range of speeds, anywhere from 1.5 all the way to 3 miles an hour. Big fish on it this year, about a 6.5 pound salmon out at Folsom Lake, but that is one handsome rainbow. Trigger Spoon Jr. Right there. Doesn't feel as big as that last one, but who knows? We will take it. He's fighting now. Oh, did he come off? No, no, no. Oh, nice fish. Woo, right there. They fight so hard, sometimes I think I've lost them. Trigger Spoon Jr., bright red, 1.8 to 2 miles an hour. Just getting it done, guys. Top probably 6 feet of the water columns where they're at, and they are chomping. I'm not even gonna put this one on the stringer. I need 2 more. 2 more to put Dad in a good mood. 2 more and Dad is gonna be having a few good dinners. That is for sure. So I really handicapped myself today by being stubborn and not adhering to my own system of fishing. I got up here, I had 62-degree water on top. That indicates that the top 10 to 15 feet of the water column is where the action's gonna be at. I headed down the lake and I saw a bunch of deep marks, and I think they're browns at this point, but I wasn't seeing any shallow marks. You're not gonna mark them at 5, 6 feet deep. So I spent a good 2.5 hours down there playing with those deep fish. I came back up the lake and there was a guy trolling in a canoe, and he says, "How are you doing?" I said, "Well, I had 1 bite." And he said, "Well, I got like 6 fish." I said, "Well, what are you doing?" He's all, "I'm top lining a purple and silver plug." And it just clicked in my head. I moved everything up into the top 10. I hooked a fish right away on a natural colored trout Trix. Then I got the orange or bright red Trigger Jr. in the mix. Hooked 3 in a row on that, lost them all. That was an indication that they wanted that orange color, so I finally got a fish in the kayak on that. By that time I was using an orange trout Trix minnow. But that wasn't the thing. I hooked one fish on that, and it was kind of a lackluster bite, like he didn't really want it, but he hit it anyway. So that was the pattern. 17 minutes ago, I put on a second orange spoon. I got 3 fish on the stringer now, and fingers crossed, I'm gonna close out my limits here. It's 20 after 1, and I'm hoping to be headed to the ramp by 2. My rule of thumb always is the most active fish are going to be the ones at the top of the water column. I had the conditions today that indicated the fish were going to be up top, and I had the chop that would make, you know, fishing right under the surface good. But those deep marks threw me off my game plan, and I suffered, you know, probably in all 3 hours of pretty poor action when I could have been up here catching fish. Once I figured out they were biting, I quickly ran through what they didn't want. They didn't want flies. They kind of wanted the soft stuff today, but not really. But when I started showing them those bright colored spoons, it was game on. It was clear that that's what they wanted. So 2 rods, give them what they want, and you're gonna have a big smile on your face. Well, it doesn't look like Dad's gonna get his limit. Oh, fish on right there. Well, he might get 4. If we get lucky, we'll land this one. Well, that was pretty cool. I just heard thunder to the south. Oh, I got a double. Oh, I had a double. I just heard thunder to the south of us, and we got big thunderheads building over this mountain behind me here. And, you know, after the rattlesnake bite and the broken camera and whatnot this week, I don't want to be the guy. I think I lost that fish. I don't want to be the guy. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think that fish is gone. I don't want to be the guy that gets struck by lightning in his kayak with his Labrador. So we are going to call it a day on another lost fish, actually 2 lost fish, and head home while we're ahead. I'm going to clean these fish. Fall has arrived in the Sierras, guys. The fishing is only going to get better from here on out. Arm yourself. We've got the best part of the trout season, in my opinion, kicking off now in the high country. The foothills are next. By Christmas, you know, Thanksgiving time, we're going to be at Comanche catching those big Lassen trout. Arm yourself for success. If you're looking to bone up on your skills, peruse the channel here. I got 2,000 tactical trout fishing videos up here. And if you are looking for gear, you know where to go. FHSfishing.com will hook you up with lead core rods, pinhead spoons, trigger spoon juniors, trolling flies, metal heads, the Trout Trix line of soft plastic baits. We got it all. Get you what you need quickly. You'll be out on the water yelling fish on. We're here to help you catch more and bigger fish. Thanks for all the support, and we value every one of our viewers. Thanks a ton. I'm Kel Kellogg, and I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube. High Sierra dinner right there. Awesome. Nice fillets. Gonna be great on the table.